Welcome back. Time to talk Bundesliga action, and Shane McGregor returns. And Shane, interesting times here. We've talked about the race out in Germany, and well, two sides here, Munich and Leverkusen, and it's all about who's going to remain most consistent. Since the turn of the year. Whilst Munich have been able to do so, Leverkusen have stumbled. But firstly, let's talk about Munich. 3-0 win over Werder Bremen. Harry Kane again scores a couple from the penalty spot this time, but they are still remaining consistent.
Yeah, very consistent. And I mean, he's very consistent from a penalty spot. He scored a number of goals from a penalty spot this year. It doesn't matter, as long as they go in the back of the net. That's all that counts, and you get in the victories now, especially at this late stage of the season, A good win for them. They normally struggle a bit against Bremen, so, it was a very good win. But keeping that pressure on the top. As I say, Harry Kane, penalty man.
Well, for Leverkusen, they were away to Wolfsburg. It's one game we're looking forward to. Wolfsburg held them to a 0-0 scoreline. It's rare to get a 0-0 scoreline out there in Germany. We had a couple of them over the weekend. But, for Leverkusen, points dropped at a crucial point now that we're moving in towards March, April, and so on.
Very crucial point. And unfortunately for them, that had to come about and happened, And as you say, very rare 0-0 draws. I mean, you don't see that much in German football. You always see a lot of goals.
Sure.
You always talk about that. But, it's one of those games, I suppose. Leverkusen just couldn't get over the line. And unfortunately, now a number of points behind Bayern. So
Bayern on 54, Leverkusen on 46.
It makes a big difference. But we've got everything to look forward to for the weekend after that result.
Oh, big game over the weekend. But just looking at the form guide, I mean, for Bayern, 5-5 now. 100% record in the last 5. For Leverkusen, all is not lost. They haven't lost a game in the last 5. It's just that they've drawn 2 and they're seeing that gap widen, however. It's just small margins here, making a big difference.
That's the thing, when you're drawing games, you're losing points, obviously. 2 points gone, so that's the big difference. And that's what's happened here. This coming weekend, it's a 6-pointer of note, it's simple. If Bayern win it, I would say the league's over for them. But if Leverkusen win it, so this is a major game and a big game to look out for. Where it's going to go, I'm not too sure. Leverkusen at home, I like them when they play at home against Bayern. And they've got a good results against them. This game could go either way, but I think Leverkusen are going to step up here, take the pressure, put it onto Bayern again and get a victory.
Here's the small margins that make a big difference that we're talking about. Both teams have only suffered 1 loss in the Bundesliga this season. And yet the gap is what it is. So this is the importance of this game. It's as good as the final in keeping the league race alive.
As you say, it's the draws, That's the big difference, is the amount of draws that Leverkusen had, and that's unusual for them. But as I said, they know exactly what they have to do this weekend, and they'll treat this as a cup final. And I know Alonso, he's going to go out there, he's not going to sit back, he's going to attack them, he's going to put them under pressure. He has to get the victory. And no matter which way he does it, he's going to go full out. Again, I just do feel that they're going to get the job done on against Bayern. Second loss.
I mean, these guys haven't lost since August. This is Leverkusen. Haven't lost since August. This is the first month of the season. Really, that's when the season starts. Whilst for Munich, they lost in December. These are 2 ruthless sides in Germany. 2 new coaches, young coaches, and the differences though in the margins are quite interesting when you look at all of this.
Well, the difference is Harry Kane's penalties.
Really?
and also the attacking side of Bayern. Bayern have got a very good attacking, a young attacking team, and that helps. But, as I said, if you don't convert those draws into victories, you're going to be dropping behind and you're going to be losing points.
The difference at times is a bona fide goal scorer. And that's what maybe Bayern Munich do have that's making a big difference, as Shane McGregor does point out, since he was a bona fide goal scorer back in his day. And I thank you very much to Shane. We've got a special interview coming up for you shortly as Game On continues. Well, as we promised you, we do have that special interview with Paul Mitchell, the Executive Director, Managing Director of Siyabonga Sports Group. Paul, thank you so much for your time, of course, and we want to find out more about your agency and the business you're in. Firstly, thank you for taking the time to join us right here on Game On. Tell us more about your agency and how long it's been in existence.
Hi, morning, Caesar. Thank you for inviting me on. Siyabonga Sports Group has been launched since about 2004. from the UK, and then obviously specialising in the African continent. And we brought the brand to South Africa and around about 2006. At the time, we brought Georgia Kuna from Holland, Chilean international, over to Sundowns. And then from that, I brought Matthew Booth back from Russia, pre-World Cup. And yeah, we've been very active in the market ever since.
When you say specializing in Africa, many will be wondering, are you mostly looking at Southern Africa or throughout the continent in where you specialize?
Throughout the continent. I mean, we've built the brand across the continent, and we do work in different countries in Africa, whether it might be Tanzania, Senegal, Nigeria. It just depends. But over the years, we've done plenty of transactions from different parts of Africa, and obviously we that's our core business is about Africa. Obviously, I lived in Africa for the last 16 years. Currently in the UK, but spend my time between the two, between Europe and Africa. And yeah, I mean, it's something that we're passionate about, and we believe in, and we want to be a stakeholder in African football.
When it comes to agencies such as yours, many maybe aren't aware of the importance of scouting. Can you just give us some clarity on the importance of scouting and scouts within an agency such as yours and the role they play in identifying talent for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's very, very important. I mean, obviously, the naked eye doesn't tell lies, I always say. So the naked eye is very important. So, for example, we have 2 scouts on the ground in Johannesburg, Cape Town. So, myself included, I've got access to watch all of the games. So, basically we scout in that way. We scout right up in the continent. So we have, Alassane Andou, who's based up in Senegal, who does a lot of scouting for us as well in that market. So yeah, we cover it well. Obviously, in the modern day, scouting is not just about the naked eye anymore. There's things like data and analytics that go into it. We work very closely at the moment with Laduma Analytics in South Africa. We're just talking to them about joint venture. So yeah, I mean, in terms of scouting, we're pretty much covered.
Well, also, just for some of our viewers watching on, could you just highlight a few of the players that you do have in your stable and maybe where they're based as well?
Yeah, well, okay, just off the top of my head.
Just a few.
Keegan Dolly. Keegan Dolly, Rushwin Dortley, Gift Links in Denmark, obviously, Boypelo Misheko in Germany. Got the under-20 Senegalese captain, goalkeeper in Norway, NDI. Evidence Matt Goper at Pirates. So they're just a few of our players. Obviously, we have a joint venture with CAA base in London, which are a market leader globally. So obviously, privy to seeing some of their bigger stars like the Kyle Walkers and the Cole Palmers of the world. So yeah, I mean that's our kind of client list, and it's ever growing as well, which is good.
Paul, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for contributing to the beautiful game in all parts of Africa and beyond that, in all parts of the world. Long may you have success in your business, yeah?
Thank you very much, Caesar, and thank you for having me on. Been an honor. Thank you.
There you have it. That, of course, is Paul Mitchell, the Executive Managing Director of Siyabonga Sports Group. And time flies when you are having fun. We'd like to thank Paul for taking the time to join us. Not forgetting Jerry Skosana, as well as Shane McGregor. And, thank you at home for joining us for yet another episode of Game On this week. From myself, Susan Mapena, and the rest of the team that is behind the scenes. Click, click, bang.